Good evening, guys. It's me, another late vlog, I'm afraid, and a month old. Um, it's been a month since I did the last vlog, so I just thought I would do a quick catch up with you guys. And I kind of noticed on my channel that I've just hit 200 subscribers. So I just want to thank everybody who's following me, and I've noticed that there's been a lot more interactions recently, and people have been coming to me and asking questions, and I really love that. So if you do feel that you've got any questions, by all means, please let me know. Put a comment or let me know what questions that you might have, and I'll see if I can answer them in relation to moving here. But there's a couple of things that I just wanted to quickly kind of touch base with you. Um, couple of days ago, it was the 2 year anniversary since we moved here. Um, so I just wanted to say that that 2 years has absolutely flown by. It has gone so quick. Um, and really, I still don't have any regrets about the move, especially since the last video, which I updated you on my work situation. And to be honest, the ultimate test was my trip to the UK, which was a couple of weeks ago now, which was a bit stressful when it came to the move. I'm saying the move like the trip, but I had a massive carry on at Charles de Gaulle Airport. Um, I'm not going to go into it because that would just take up the whole video, but it was a huge, massive inconvenience to the point that I nearly just like turned around and flew back home. But I got through it and I enjoyed my trip away. It was great because I was able to see people I wanted to see and I could still work. Um, but at the same time, did I feel regret about leaving? Not really, I would guess. I think part of it was because I was flying at 6 o'clock in the morning, although the flight coming back was delayed because of gale force winds, um, by like an hour. But I didn't really regret the, the leaving part of it. It was nice to see everybody, but I didn't get emotional or anything like that. I was ready for the trip back. Um, so I feel I feel glad that I went, but I certainly enjoyed coming back. Even though I'm sitting here with a thick kind of cardi jacket on because it is cold tonight. Spring hasn't fully developed yet. It's been cold and rainy this week. And even though we're in double figures, we're only at about 14, 15, which is still too cold. I wanted to hurry up and get back into the 20s so we can move into shorts and t-shirt weather. But hopefully it's not going to be too long. So the other thing I wanted to quickly just let you guys know is the work situation is still going really well. I'm still doing the same work that I was started doing with this company, and it's definitely going from strength to strength. And what I've also done, which was just yesterday, was I set up an account with a company called Upwork. So I feel more confident now doing the work that I've been doing by actively promoting what I can do to make myself seen to other people. So, whilst I'm not actively looking for anything at the moment, because I would honestly say that I've got enough right now to keep me going, um, it's good because I can look at my options, and if there's any projects or something which I feel are married to my skill set, I can apply for those jobs. Um, so it's always good to know now, and I feel a lot more confident with that since doing this and going down this route. So it's really good to know, and I work Monday to Friday with a set amount of hours, a set amount of hourly rate, which to me just suits me fine at the moment. I've got money coming in. That's the main thing that I was bothered about. Things are good on that side of it. Um, so uh, I'll keep you posted on how that's going. I'm very, very happy with it right now, and yeah, it's definitely going really, really well. Um, Future videos. I just want to talk about some future videos that I'm going to do. Somebody wanted a video to do with things like livestock, keeping livestock and things like that. I'm going to be doing a video about that within the next coming week. Somebody asked me a direct question about how house purchasing works here. So I'm going to do a video on the purchasing process if you're buying a house here in Bulgaria, just to tell you the options and some of the things that I think might be able to help you guys if you is that you know you're thinking about buying over here, and a bit about how the markets and things like that work. So I'm going to talk about that. I mean, the only thing that I want to really say is when I talk about the house purchasing one is that I am not a qualified financial advisor, so whatever I tell you, still do your own due diligence. People might very well come along to the video and make their own comments and say, well, that's wrong. I'm not saying that what I'm going to say is right or wrong. I'm only going to tell you from my own experience and from what I've read and heard from other people. So I'm going to also talk about this as well. But bearing in mind as well that the process might change. I am not 100% sure. Another thing that happened very, very recently was I changed my driver's license from a UK to a Bulgarian one. The reason that I did was because with Brexit on the horizon, even though it hasn't happened yet in the delay till October, we were recommended that we should change our license over um, to a Bulgarian one. So we actually did. We went through the process last month, and we had a friend who speaks very, very good English, and she was very kind, and she filled in all the necessary paperwork. All that we had to do was um, we had to go to a local doctor and pay for a medical. And basically, the medical was nothing. The doctor just basically stood there and thought, "Well, yeah, you standing on, you're standing on your own two legs. You look competent to me. You don't look like, you haven't got limbs missing or anything like that." So she just filled out a document and then she sent us off for an eye test. And the eye test was very easy again. I would recommend, however, that you at least know Bulgarian numbers, because it is probably essential to know it when you get an eye test for a driver's license, because what she does is a colorblind test, and it's like a circle with a color with the numbers in another color, and you have to tell her what the number is. And then what she does is she points to the board and gets you to say a number, which for mine was 7, which in Bulgarian sedem, it's very similar. And then she was very happy. She took a quick look at my prescription. She was fine, no problem at all, signed, sealed. It was really, really cheap. I think it was like 10 lev for the medical. Don't quote me on that, but that's about £4. So it wasn't that expensive for this medical. And then you just take that off with your application. And what happens is, before you get your driver's license, this is what happened here is I have my residency card, which has my photo and signature, and they just literally pulled the photo and signature from the literature card and used the same one for the driver's license. So I didn't even have to get a new photo done. Um, but the categories, what I found out is, because I only drive a car, so the categories were to for me to drive a car, which is B, drive a transit van, which is B1, and a 50cc motorcycle or scooter, which is AA or AB. It's one of the two. So I've got those 3 categories. My other half has his motorbike license, and he was able to keep that without having to go through another medical. So it very well may be the case that if you've got a motorbike license and you want to keep it, you can do that without having to get an additional medical. Because, for instance, if you're a HGV driver and you want to keep that license, you have to produce another medical that you have to go through to be able to keep that. And don't quote me, but I'm also hearing things like school certificates that you might have to get and things like that. What I will say though is, which is really, 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 really important, is with this Brexit looming, if you are thinking of moving over here, then I would advise that once you move and get your residency, to apply for your license before the withdrawal date. Because what will happen is, or what could happen is, depending on the agreement, non-EU citizens, the only way they can get a Bulgarian license is by taking a driving test, which means that you need to know Bulgarian. So the only way that you can drive in Bulgaria, at least I know this, for the first 2 years. So this is how the rule goes within the European Union. And I will put a link in the description as well, just so that you can read it for yourself. Generally, if you live in another EU country, so let's say, for instance, Ireland, you don't really have to change your license if it's an EU license. But what the EU do say is that really after 2 years you should be changing it. If you've been living here for 2 years, you should be changing it to a license of the country that you're in. The only real stipulations when you do is if you have to surrender your license, because let's say that you're given points on the license, you have to surrender the license and then reapply for a Bulgarian one to get the Bulgarian one with the points on. There's another couple of other reasons which you can read for yourself, where you are required to have to change the license for legal reasons. So it's something else that you need to be aware of. But all in all, the process I just really wanted to say is that to change the driving license over is not complicated at all. It's very, very easy. Some people I've been reading on Facebook who are very patriotic about being a Brit. That's fine, but being absolutely down to earth here, when the UK leaves the EU, you need to have an EU license if you live in Bulgaria. You know, you can't just say, I'm a Brit, I'm proud to be a Brit, and I'm not going to surrender my license, because you know what? This is what the embassy told me. That's fine. But if you're driving along and the police can't stop you, and they've stopped me before, they will ask for your license. And if you pull out a license which is not required legal to them, they will take your license off you. So it's far easier in just to change it over. You keep your British driver's license on the back of the license anyway. So if you decide then to change it back to a UK later, that is fine. But DVLA have confirmed to me as well, you can't have two licenses simultaneously. You can only have one. This is the European law. Other countries, I'm not sure. I have been told, like places like Kuwait, you can have a side-by-side one, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about specifically here in Bulgaria. So that was the main reason that I wanted to talk to you guys today. Is just to update you on the situation and just to say, yeah, I managed to get my license. I didn't really have a problem with getting it. You just get a medical, take a translator, do the necessary paperwork. It takes a month. It takes a month for you to get it back, and you'll even get a slip of paper with the date that you go and collect it, and that's it. That's it. That's everything that you need to do. So that is everything from me, guys. I promise I am going to feedback within the next week or so. But thanks again for all the people who are subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. And and I'll try and come back very, very soon with another update. And until that next time, just enjoy. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch up with you guys very, very soon. Until next time, guys, have a nice evening, week, month, hopefully a week, and I'll be back by then. All right, guys, see, until next time, bye for now. Bye bye.